Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Barakathum, to the hopefully elect. Now, this is just going to be, because I'm going to play this clip, man, and just get three basic precepts, unless the Spirit brings anything else out. Three basic precepts dealing with the laws. You see, because Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai often talk about how the Lord, He gave us these laws not to be unfair or anything, to keep us on a tight leash, but more so, the laws of Yahweh Shema Shai, they will benefit us more than anything. You see, because the Lord, when He set up these laws, man, the Lord, He knows what He's doing, man. And when He sets certain laws, things for us to do, things for us not to do, it's for our benefit. You see, the Lord knows what He's doing, all right? And, of course, part of our law is to not eat swine's flesh, you see, and it's for a damn good reason, because when you break down the anatomy of a swine, of a pig, all right, you see, a lot of our people, man, they question and wonder why they have such bad health. Why health conditions are so poor in J communities, right? Because for one, it's part of the curses. It talks about that in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. But partly due to the fact that what we're consuming, you see, because a lot of Jake, they don't understand when you eat these abominable foods, these unclean things, all right, these abominable foods, because things like things, the hell was it? Like I say, man, just because it has, just because it walks on all fours doesn't mean it's good for you to eat, So things like pig, a lot of our people, man, especially in the South, man, they like to eat the rabbits and the gators, alligators, and all type of stuff. And like I said, just because it walks on all fours, man, doesn't mean it's food. You see, so because Jake gotta understand, man. Like I said, the Lord, when He set these laws up, especially the dietary laws, the Lord knew what He was doing, and there's specific reasons. Why the Lord said that we can eat, why He set up to what we can eat and what we can't eat. And you see, again, going back to the fact that a lot of our people have underlying health conditions is because of the shit that they're eating, what they're putting in their body. Because Jake really doesn't understand that when you eat these things, when you consume these abominable foods, I keep saying foods, because again, this is not food, this is not food. But when you eat these abominable creatures, Jake doesn't understand that you're basically eating the natural disposal of the earth, you see, and you're consuming these things, man. You putting this in your body, man. But before I ramble on too much, man, I'm gonna play this video. It's roughly 3 minutes or so. I'm just gonna play the video, and at the end, I'm gonna get the precepts out.
All that. This is waste from different businesses, bakeries, cookie places, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some of your favorite foods, but they just molded and old. Got a bunch of rats and stuff in them. Yep, they all going in here. Up the line to the grinder. All right, so there's a lot of haters on my posts and shit talkers, but this is really hog feed, okay? All they do is, it's a process, you know what I'm saying? Of course they try to take out all the trash. Hog feed, okay? There's a lot of haters on my posts and shit talkers, but this is really hog feed, okay? All they do is, it's a process, you know what I'm saying? Of course they try to take out all the trash, as much trash as they can, but this is the ending process. Shiz fuckers. Feed. I'll show y'all more in a minute.
Y'all believe me now.
Go up the line to that big shit called a grinder. It grinds it out and turn it into that shit. And then the hog eats it. This is what it look like when it's done. The hog eat it, and then you eat the hog. Told y'all. Boxes and all. Don't matter. It all go in there. Look at that shit. And then y'all eat the hog. When y'all eat that, boom, boom, boom. How you say that? I got a little, yeah, I mean. And for those of y'all who say they took the trash out, the boxes don't be in there. Oh yeah.
So yeah.
For everyone asking how it turns to feed.
So yeah, you know, again, the natural waste disposals are the earth, and our people are eating this stuff like a delicacy, you know, because believe it or not, man, there was a point in time where, like during slavery, man, they would feed us this glunk, man, you know, but knowing Esau and how he is, things like crab, lobster, shrimp, you know, a lot of the favorite foods that our people like to eat. But see, I keep saying food. A lot of the abominable things that our people love to eat and consume, you know, and it's expensive as hell. Nowadays, you know, in today's day and age, you see, back during slavery, man, they were, you know, feeding us. They were feeding us this shit. And not only that, man, they will force feed it to us, you know. And this, again, you know, back during slavery, man, this wasn't no type of delicacy, man. You know, like I said, to the point to where they would force feed us this shit, you know. But now it's considered a delicacy. These things are considered a delicacy now, you know, and that's just, of course, more a way for Esau to make money, but. Nevertheless, again, like the saying goes, man, you are what you eat, man. And I probably titled this video that, man, you are what you eat. And again, this is why a lot of our people, they have underlying health conditions. They're eating all this pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, man, all these abominable things, man. You see, the natural waste disposals of the earth, and this is what you're putting into your body. So let me get a few precepts. Basic precepts, man. So like I say, you know, the Lord, he has a system set up not to you know, just be this unfair power, man. The Lord set up this system with his law, statutes, and commandments for a reason. All right. And just bear with me, man. My Bible here, man, it's all torn in pieces and I gotta put it back together. But like the other saying in the world, man, usually if someone has a Bible and it's all torn to pieces, usually that individual is not. So it's all good. So I'm gonna start first at what was that? Well, since I'm here in the book of Deuteronomy already, I get it. Deuteronomy 14. And just to furthermore show why we need to get the hell up out of here, because Esau, he knows these things, man, you know, about how when we go off, man, as a people, as a nation, the Lord isn't going to deal with us. And this is why we are in the predicament that we're in today. All right. That nation not desired, you see. And Esau knows this. And this is why, again, we got to get the hell up out of here, because Of course, being that pork is an abomination, you're not supposed to eat it, you're not supposed to consume it. But yet they put it in everything. You'd be surprised, man. The things, just because it's not listed in the ingredients, doesn't mean that it's not there. And this is why also it's important to pray every day, man, to ask for forgiveness, man, because, there's a lot of things that we do that we're not even aware of, which includes consuming these abominable things, because again, Esau, he puts pork in everything, man. Like a small example, when you look on the back of, this is why you got to be mindful and careful. You got to check ingredients, because a lot of times, when you see something called gelatin, when you see that in the ingredients, that's pork. All right. So when you're checking the ingredients, man, if you see gelatin contained in that, then stay away from it, because that's pork. But you see, that's just a small example of how, and that's almost in damn nearly everything that you eat. Gelatin, that's almost in damn nearly everything that you eat, man. Jelly, just certain snacks and certain foods, man. That is, it's you have this product, which is pork contained in it. So that's just further more proof of why we need to get the hell up out of here, man. But I'm gonna read this here in Deuteronomy 14, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Ye are the children of the Lord your God. You shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes of the dead." Because you see, the problem with our people, they want to be too much like the nations. And the Lord clearly told us to be separate from them. Because this is the stuff like this. You see, the nations, they'll eat anything that has legs, that crawl, walks on all fours. They'll eat anything. They keep these vain customs. And this is why the Lord told us to be separate from these people. All right. Because we start following after their customs, and copying their ways when we are a holy people. Verse 2 says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God." And holy basically meaning separated for the use of the Most High, man. The nation of Israel was supposed to be, we were created to be separate for the Most High's use. We were created to be the sons. We were created to be the living representations of the Heavenly Father on this earth. So you see, copying after these other heathens, following after their customs. All right. Again, this is why we are in the predicament that we are in today, because Jake simply does not follow rules, man. They can't follow orders. Because I've been saying this often, man. I've been saying this lately, man. Jake, like oftentimes you'll talk to Jake, you'll break things down to him, the so-called white man being the devil, Yahushua being a so-called black man. You break it down to him, everything down to him, but when it comes to the dietary laws, Jake will tell you, man, like, I can't stop eating that pork, man. I believe everything that you're saying, but I just can't stop eating that pork. Jake will tell you, I'm gonna eat this pork until the day that I die, man. Jake will tell you that. You see? And again, this is why Jake, man, they're all, all these health conditions, man. But it says, "And the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth." Because again, we're created to be different, separated from all the other nations, above all the other nations. All right. It says, "Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing." Because again, this is not food, man. What the Lord said not to eat, it's not food, man. You see, Jake loves pork so much, but what's wrong with eating turkey, man? What's wrong with eating chicken? Those are abominable. Excuse me, those are lawful. What's wrong with eating these things, man? Verse 4, it says, "These are the beasts which ye shall eat." Well, matter of fact, let me jump down to the point. Verse 7, Deuteronomy 14:7. It says, Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel and the hare and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof. Therefore they are unclean unto you. And what does it tell you? Get this, because you got these simple Christians that believe the laws are done away with. Now we can eat whatever we want. You got Jake, man. They pray over the big ass plate of ham hogs and shit, man. Like that's gonna make it clean, man. But when you read here in Job 14, Job 14:4. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So no matter how many times you pray over the food, no matter how many times you bless it, if it's abominable, if it's an abomination, it's your prayers are going unheard. Because hey, the scriptures talk about how the Lord, I mean, he's tired of hearing when it comes to Jake throwing up these abominable prayers, man, these abominable sacrifices. The Lord is tired of hearing it. You know, the Lord says he hates. The Lord said, I despise, I hate your feast days, man. I don't want to hear your solemn assembly. I don't want to hear none of that shit, man. I'm tired of hearing your abominable sacrifices, man. So no matter how many times you try to pray over the food, bless over that big ass plate of ham hogs, all right, it's not going to make it clean. All right, because again, who can make a clean thing out of an unclean one? Not one. Going back to Deuteronomy 14, verse 7, nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel and the hare and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof, therefore they are unclean unto you. Verse 8, and the swine, all right, what a swine is pig. It says, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud. It is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. So we're not really supposed to really be touching their carcasses because of how unclean it is, man. A pig, man, a pig is, and I'm just saying this as a man, but when it comes to a pig, man, it's one of the most unclean, if not the most unclean animal out there, and like I said, I'm just saying that as a man, all right, my humble opinion. A pig, man, is one of the most unclean, most disgusting things that you can even come around, man. It's one of the most it's just one of the most disgusting things, man. But yet, Jake, like I said, they consider this a delicacy, man. Like I said, back during slavery, man, they were feeding us they were just feeding us, and this is why you see the customs today, because Jake, they love them shitlings, man. Jake loves them shitlings, all right. All the pig guts and shit like that. Jake loves that shit, man. But that was fed to us as a how do I say it? Because they would just throw that shit. During slavery, man, they would just feed us that shit, man. It wasn't considered a delicacy back during slavery. But look at it now, man. Jake, they kill themselves over some crabs, man, some damn lobster, But again, verse 8, it says, in the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. So again, we're not even supposed to be touching their flesh, which again, being that, this is why we need to get the hell up out of here, because a lot of the things that become a contact with is a lot of times it's pork skin, all right, it's pig skin, A lot of the materials that we deal with on a daily basis is pig skin. So again, this is why, like I said, this is why all the more we need to, repent every day and ask for the Lord to deliver us out of this place, man. Get us the hell up out of here, man. But yeah, man. Dealing with pig, man, it's simply unclean, man. You're not supposed to eat it. You're not supposed to consume it, right? Because again, being that pigs, they are the natural waste disposals of the earth. So what does that mean? Pigs, they eat anything, man. Pigs eat other pigs. Pigs. Hey, man, they'll eat their own offspring. Dead carcasses. They eat anything, man. Decomposing, but they eat anything. You see, man. And again, you're putting this in your body. Well, don't be surprised when you start getting, if you don't already, these underlying health conditions. But Leviticus 11 and verse 4, again, going more into the dietary laws. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. The point is in verse 7, I think. Yeah, verse 7. Leviticus 11:7. And the swine, though it divide the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you. So again, you see, when it comes to the laws of Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord is very repetitive, and that's not for no reason. You know, when you go through the book of when you go through like Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, right? A lot of these things are repetitive, and even throughout the Bible, man, the laws are very repetitive. The Lord is very repetitive, and that's, again, not for no reason, because Jake is hard-headed as all hell. So it's not like, you know, I told you once. No, man, the Lord told us multiple times not to be doing these things, and again, for a damn good reason, you know. But I'm gonna get this, and then that'll be the last one in Isaiah, because, you know, ultimately, hey, to Jakes that are in that mindset of, oh, I can't stop eating that pork, man. I'm gonna eat pork to the day that I die, right? You Jakes with that mindset, we're gonna read Isaiah 66 and Isaiah 66. I'll start at verse 16, because when the Lord shows up, he's coming with fire. All right, he's gonna judge the world with fire, the people in it. All right. Isaiah 66:16, it says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh. And when you go into that word plead, it goes into judge. All right. The Lord's going to judge all flesh with fire. All right. If you don't get beaten up in those chariots when the Lord shows up, all right, you're going to be judged by fire. It says, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Yeah, because that day, hey, the Lord's going to do a lot of killing. A lot of death is going to take place on that day, man. It's so much that you're going to have birds, man. The birds, you know, hey, they're going to have a feast that day, you know, which, you know, you got certain birds, man, they eat, you know, certain birds, they eat human flesh, like vultures. If I'm not mistaken, I believe when it comes to like vultures, birds like vultures, because I see them a lot around here. When it comes to like vultures and certain birds, they're like the pigs of the sky. You see, but again, Jake, they you know, they're gonna do what they do, man. They eating this shit, and again, they're wondering why bad things are happening to them. But verse 17, it says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination of the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. So, hey, you consume swine's flesh, you keep eating that pork, man, that abomination, hey, the Lord's going to destroy you. You know, if somehow you make it past Jacob's trouble, hey, you're going to be stayed here for that fire, man. You're going to be you're going to be judged by that fire. You see, but hey, I encourage people, man. I say this to people often, man. Study the anatomy of a pig. You know, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. But yeah, like I said, I just thought this would be rather edifying to the body, man. Especially for a lot of the new brothers coming in. But with that, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Shem Shai, Brakatham, to the hopefully elect. Lord's willing, until next time, Shalom.